EasyJet is one of Europe's biggest low-cost airlines, flying to all sorts of destinations across the continent, and over the years they have revolutionized travel in Europe, delivering what can only be described as a high-quality flying experience on board their innovative and groundbreaking Airbus aircraft, setting the standard for the future of transportation in Europe. From their carefully crafted cabin designs to their thoughtfully optimized passenger experience, they have made getting across Europe super comfortable and convenient. So, join me today on the flagship route from Copenhagen to London Gatwick as we take a closer look at the strategy and design choices that have pioneered this new standard for comfort when traveling across Europe. Hello, here from Copenhagen Airport, where we are starting a new era for the channel. Yes, that's right, I'm ditching trains. They've just been too slow, inconvenient, expensive, and just in general annoying. Flying is the future of transportation, and that's why we're switching the channel to flight reports only. So, welcome to Copenhagen Airport, where we are starting a journey on the incredible EasyJet A319 over to London Gatwick. And we'll start this video in the city center of Copenhagen just a couple of minutes ago. Or more like 30 minutes, but whatever. Right, and the reason why we are starting this video from main station and not at the airport is because I just wanted to mention how tired I am of just leaving from the city center next to all the landmarks. Like, who wants to leave from right next to Tivoli Gardens when you could go to a random field half an hour from the city center? So right, let's get the train to the airport. Like, train stations are so annoying. What do you mean I'm not forced to walk through a big duty-free shop? I want to try some free perfume samples. And also, you can just walk onto the platform without any security checks. That feels very scary. Like, could you imagine just getting on a train here taking you to Europe? That would be stupid. Anyway, or train to the airport, and Sweden is already here. Anyway, I can't wait to get off this train already. Like, just take a look at how cramped and unadjustable these seats are here in second class. Even economy light on EasyJet is going to be way more comfortable. So I just had to spend this journey looking forward to finally having a large sturdy tray table, free Wi-Fi, cell service, power plugs, you know, all the kind of stuff you would normally never find on a European plane. Sorry, I meant train. I'm just so happy to be traveling by planes now, instead of already getting cozy on board the train or taking my laptop out to do some work, having lunch or something. Instead, we can now walk the 15 minutes over to Terminal 2 to line up to drop our bags, do the check-in, and then go through security, where we have to take liquids out of our bag, do a whole repacking and everything. It's just so much better than taking the train. Right, so I did lie a little bit. I've actually checked in online and I'm hand luggage only, so I don't have to go over to Terminal 2, which is like a 10-minute walk from here. Copenhagen has centralized security, so the train station in Terminal 3, and you can just walk to security in Terminal 3 if you are hand luggage only and don't have anything to drop, and of course checked in online. Anyway, let's go queue for the control, which I unfortunately can't show you. Right, made it through security. Took just around 10 minutes this morning, which was actually really nice because the last few times I've been here, it's taken closer to half an hour because they're currently rebuilding security and has been for over a year, which is really annoying. And that's another great thing about air travel, is that you never really know how long security is going to take, and in turn, now I'm early because I was calculating with 30 minutes and I could have taken a later train if I wanted now. Oh well, now we can get forced through tax-free, which is also really lovely because I really want to buy liquor for my 9 AM flight. Right, so after picking up a lifetime supply of alcohol for my holiday and having the amazing opportunity to buy chocolate in American-sized packaging for Swiss prices, we now have to experience another amazing thing about airport and air travel. So, as an extremely professional and seasoned air travel vlogger, I know that always when you catch a flight you will be parked at the furthest gate, and all the gates closer to everything else is just used for show. Your flight will always depart a 20-minute walk away. And that's also the case today. So we just have to wait now for the gate to be announced so we can go through passport control. I know it'll be one of the non-Schengen F gates as we are flying EasyJet to
London, and that's where they depart from, but as it hasn't been announced yet, we can't go through passport control. So while we wait the 5-10 minutes, I guess we can look at some planes.
Hello and welcome to Simon's Planespotting Corner. Today featuring this Wizz Air A321neo heading off to Chisinau, followed by this Lufthansa A320 to Munich, and the morning Ryanair flight operated by their weird Lauda subsidiary coming in from Vienna. And this concludes Simon's Planespotting Corner.
Right, our gate has been announced, and it is indeed one of the non-Schengen ones down in the F finger, which is what Copenhagen Airport calls the area where most of the low-cost airlines park their planes. So we gotta go through passport control now, which I can't show for obvious reasons, but we have only made around half of the walk down to the actual gate yet. Oh, just went to passport control, and it's actually not open yet, despite the flight already being announced on the board. They said it would be another 15 minutes. I'm on like the 10:40 something to Gatwick, so it's probably the first non-Schengen flight from that area of the day.
So yeah, I just had another 20 amazing minutes wandering around this beautiful part of Copenhagen Airport.
Right, had to wait another 20-ish minutes there to them to open passport control. So that's another benefit of air travel, that instead of being on the train just watching a movie now, had to stand in line there. And now we have to do the 10-minute-ish trek down to the actual gate. Right, here we are, the beautiful F finger for the low-cost airlines in Copenhagen. It's very big and very spacious with lots of shops.
As you can see, this area of the airport has loads of shops, interesting restaurants, high quality seating and amenities with lots of stuff to do before departure, like the anxiety inducing game of will my bag fit in the sizer? I really wish more train companies would copy stuff like this from the airlines, which is why I absolutely love SNCF and their airlineification of train travel. Anyway, after sitting around in the F finger for another hour or so, our plane finally pulls up to the gate, which means it's time for boarding. This is another genius invention by EasyJet that is extremely passenger friendly. Boarding just means having everyone wait in this tiny room a bit closer to the door to the apron. Yay! Next up, it's time for boarding Hunger Games, which means rushing outside to stand in the rain while we board this peak of aviation airplane. For our flight today, EasyJet has deployed this 20-year-old state-of-the-art Airbus A319, featuring cutting-edge technology like, I don't know, wings and engines I guess. Anyway, on the inside we have a spacious, modern, vibrant and up-to-date interior that has been refurbished several times since the plane entered service. And thanks to some available overhead luggage space for once, I will actually have some leg space on this flight. And with that, we are ready for pushback and departure. Our plane will taxi from the F stands down to runway 04 right for an intersection departure towards the north. Flight time today was 1 hour and 40 minutes, covering a great circle distance of 986 kilometers to London Gatwick. And I am so excited to finally get going to show you the amazing experience that is short-haul flying in Europe. Unfortunately, I am not fluent in Airbus, but otherwise I would have loved to translate that sentence for you. But anyway, off to the runway for takeoff we go. And now, as we climb up to cruise altitude, let's take a closer look at the amazing seats you'll find on EasyJet. There's a lot of padding, among the best I've ever seen on any seat, as well as a seat belt, movable armrest, and it must just have been a mistake that they forgot the recline button. And I think they also forgot to install a charging port. Oh, what a shame I guess. Still, flying is amazing. Just see how much legroom I have here. There's even a handy little storage pocket, as well as a tray table, which was definitely very sturdy and among the best I've ever seen in any seat. Really good, very comfortable, lots of features, just so much better than any trains I've ever traveled on. As for entertainment, well, you can look out of the window and onto the clouds, or you could watch something on your phone. That is if you remember to actually download something, because there's no free internet in the sky, at least on most European airlines. And that's about it really, there's not much else for me to show. Flying is just simply amazing. Lots of space and things to do on board. Overall it's just very comfortable and a pleasant experience. And that's why I'm pivoting to plane reviews. As you can tell, it's something I just find very exciting and that I'm really passionate about. And here we are, welcome to London Gatwick. This has been a truly life-changing experience for me, seeing just how amazing flying in Europe really is. It really made me open my eyes that I've been blinded by trains all this time, and now I finally see it. The future is short-haul flights.
Please remind seat was very constant. Until it's very fast switch off. Thank you so much.
Right, here we are, welcome to London Gatwick. That was an incredible experience. I enjoyed my time so much. Right, here we are, welcome to London. Now I would normally go get ripped off by an Airport Express train that would take me to the actual city, but I'm actually self-transferring onto another flight here today. Either way, this was an incredible experience trying flying with EasyJet, and I hope you will come back next week for another flight review. And as always, happy April Fools.